What's up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And this is one that I was very excited about. Starting a whole new Transformers line with the Transformers Age of the Primes. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Leader Class MEGATRONUS. And this guy is wicked. He is absolutely fantastic looking. I am super thrilled. And as always, for full disclosure, this was bought through eBay from an overseas seller. Hasbro did not send this to me or anything of that nature. I'm not going to pretend like that's the case. But I did get it from an eBay seller that has this, and I'm absolutely thrilled. This guy is, like I said, fantastic. Now, I am small little caveat to this. This is not the chair that really anybody kind of knows about. A friend of mine who makes 3D printed items. I've done some reviews of his stuff. He actually made this for me. It's a gorgeous throne. I remember where we got the inspiration for it, but it's all 3D printed, as you can see, and it's got little holes in here. If I can remove them, there we go. Little ports that I put all the I forgot where we got these from. I'm sure you guys will remind me and tell me down in the comment section. But it has all the 13 Power of the Primes. I think that's what it was, Power of the Primes. The Prime guys. And I wanted to do it because we did get a MEGATRONUS way back when. And you can see that you got the logo right on there. And then you can see it just folds open. And he's like a little dude. But I thought that this would be a great throne for the Fallen or MEGATRONUS to sit on, as if he's collected the sparks of the other primes. I mean, that to me is just a cool concept. I've always loved the lore and the history of the 13 primes, and this is super fun to finally be getting these figures. So getting this out of the way, I'll probably, because he's not going to collect his own spark, so I'll probably just do this and have it like that. So super excited, super happy. But for the figure, let me get this thrown in and put this down here, get this out of the way. The figure itself is really extremely well done. There's a lot of good that is on this, very little bad. I'm super thrilled to be showing this to you guys. I just keep saying that just because of how cool the figure really is. I think they did a phenomenal job. Now, starting off first with his accessories. He does come with this little mace weapon that you can see can separate, very rubbery. I think in some, I'm trying to remember what it was. It wasn't the Netflix series, I don't think, but well, maybe it was the Netflix series or the Machinima one. But I think that they refer to this as like it looks very similar to like the spark extractor kind of thing, but it's very rubbery. I don't know necessarily how I feel about that. That's a little bit of a negative, but you can separate it, and you can have him hold on to it in his hand if you want to. Also, it comes with this really cool, it's kind of short, so I don't know if I would call it a sword, maybe just like a machete kind of thing. So you do have that. You can see that it is sculpted in this black plastic with some nice, very dark silver paint, which looks really cool. He also does come with these little effects. Now, MEGATRONUS, as when he was one of the original primes, I don't know if he had these flame effects on him. After he became the Fallen, which a lot of people really kind of know him as, that's when I want to say that he started developing a lot of like flames on him. So you can kind of remove these and have him be more like this, like his original Prime self. Also, I love the fact that he's got his MEGATRONUS logo right there, which is really cool. None of them have Autobot or Decepticon logos because these guys predate that. They were created by Primus to fight Unicron. MEGATRONUS being the most powerful, also wields one of the most powerful weapons. This is the Requiem Blaster, which, as you can see, you can remove it if you wanted to, but this is a cool looking cannon. I really dig that. And you can remove it. You can plug it in right there on the side if you want to. He also does come with this. Now this is going to plug in mostly for vehicle mode. It'll plug in right here to extend his tank mode. But I love the fact that you can, this is how it's going to plug in when you have it ported like that. And then you can switch this up, which allows you to plug it into the back section here, which very much gives a very kind of Megatron sort of look with that little cannon thing sticking up, which is really very fun. One thing that I will say, as I keep looking at him, his head kind of looks like Soundwave. I mean, he's got this big, giant grin, but he's got a very, like, with these bits here on the side, and then the little crest right there, very Soundwave-ish. And then when you have that above there, it kind of looks like Soundwave as well. So really nice. And then just staying zoomed in, you can see a lot of great detail. I'm going to give my wonderful girlfriend another shout out. She really likes the purple color on here, which I gotta say does look really good all the way around. It looks very nice. Dark purple, you got light elements in there, you got the yellow bits in there, all of it. And as I'm looking at this, I can't tell, this looks like a very, is this like a really super dark purple, or is it just like gray? It's hard to tell, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Coloring on here is really well done. A lot of different highlights, like I said, with the yellow, some lighter purple in there, the little bits in the missiles. Even when you look at the Requiem blaster with the purple and then the yellow on there, nice gunmetal gray all the way around. Very solid figure. You even got some nice silver painted on these little jagged edges. Absolutely gorgeous looking figure, and a lot of really very nice sculpted in detail. Everything cleans up very nicely on him. As a leader class figure with a $55 price point, you would expect things like that, and they really nailed it with this. This is a great first entry into the age of the primes, specifically with the primes themselves. Absolutely gorgeous. For his articulation, extremely well articulated. The head here is on a massive ball joint, so you got a good range of motion. You can even, well, no, you can't detach it. It kind of detaches for transformation, but you do get a lot of range of motion with this guy. Shoulders here are kind of on butterfly joints, so you can kind of move these in and out as part of the transformation that's there. So you do got a bit of a butterfly joint there, but you got the swivel, the hinge, you got a swivel at the upper part of the bicep. You have a hinge at the elbow, which gets you a little bit more than 90 degrees, which looks good. The wrists here do rotate. They also open at the fingers, so you do get a knuckle joint right there, so you can pop somebody in the face if you want to. Does have waist rotation. You do have hips that move forward and back, in and out. They also rotate at the upper part of the thigh. They bend at the knee. The ankles do have some forward and back. Also ankle tilt, which is nice. Big giant toes too. And like I said, really nicely colored all the way around. There's not a lot. A lot of times we sit there and we talk about Transformers and how they're missing paint applications. And this guy really doesn't seem like he is. As you can see before, you can plug these blast effects, or not, I don't want to call them blast effects, but these flame effects in a couple different areas. I kind of like mixing it up a little bit. You got them here in the shoulder, but you also have some holes down here. It doesn't hold nearly as well in the lower ones, but at least it kind of breaks up the look a little bit. And they stay in there fairly decently. I mean, like, they're a little bit loose. They're not falling out or anything. So I do like plugging that in there and then plugging this one up here. Again, giving a slightly different look to them. And then you got these flame effects that can plug into the back, giving that kind of flame from the back end of the figure kind of thing. I mean, that is just super, super cool. I really dig the overall look of the guy. You can have him hold the machete or this mace weapon. Open that up. Plug that in there. Get his hand around there. There you go. I mean, that is just... I mean, he was a well, he wasn't a gladiator, but, I mean, it's what inspired Megatron, and his namesake, he got from Megatronus. So, this is just a super cool looking figure. I'm really quite thrilled with him. And now, while he is a leader class figure, bringing in the very well known Commander class Optimus Prime. Commander class Optimus is definitely smaller, which I love. I really feel like somebody like Megatronus should be big, should be towering over him. I think that this is a great scale for him. Now, for the transformation on him, several steps with him, and it's actually kind of involved. I mean, 38 steps is pretty decent, but sometimes you get those steps that don't really count as steps. You know what I'm saying? But this one does have a pretty good amount going on. So just taking all his accessories off, and you really kind of need to take them off, mostly because a lot of the things are going to go in different positions and such. So taking that off like that, setting up his Requiem blaster. So you want to come around here and take this, kind of give this a good tug, pull that up, and then collapse that down. Essentially extending it, but that's where it's going to be the cannon in this tank mode. Take this section here. This is going to fold back like that. Take this section, point that. Now this is going to be the top of it, so you kind of want to line this up, put that there, and just kind of line up that little center scope bit. Basically, that's done. Then come to the figure himself. Starting off first with his arms, you're going to pull this section down, take the wrist and the hands, completely fold that in, and then collapse that back like so. Do that on this side as well. Collapse that all the way in, just like so. Then you're going to swivel and do a bunch of different things with these arms later on, but just kind of straighten those out, just like that. Take this section here, you're going to rotate this outward and then point it down. This guy here just straight up goes down, just like so. Then take these arms, that little butterfly joint, you want to hinge this out, just loosen that up, pull that away from the body, just like so. And then this whole chest section here, you're going to detach that, pull that like that, lift that up. And then this whole bit right here will fold down. You got a double hinge thing, so just kind of get that pulled all the way down like so. This entire assembly here, then you want to pull basically from his head all the way forward and rotate his head around. Take these little bits, rotate those, and then spin that around like that. Come around here to his backpack. The backpack is going to fold up there, lock that in, fold this piece up, and you have now brought his tank treads out. And then take this entire section, pull this away, rotate that, and then fold that up, locking that down. So again, on the opposite side, pull this up, rotate that around, pull that all the way up, and then bring them out just like so. And that's eventually where it's going to be, but just kind of flop it there. When you have it like this, you're going to bring this like here, and then you need to bring this back around. But you want to hinge this, keeping the head there in that kind of configuration. And come on, keep that there. Fold that down. Yeah, there we go. You want to have the head kind of tucked down and kind of hiding right there. And then you got these little tabs on the side that are going to slot in to the side panels here. So this little bit here is going to lock in there. So you just kind of angle that up and around, put that there, put that there. That essentially is the back. Let's see. Why is that not really kind of grabbing? I need to make sure that's... There we go. Is that in there? Yeah. Just give that a good solid push. So once you have it like that, kind of flop that, just get that out of the way. We're going to come down here to the leg section now. And again, yeah, I think that... honestly, it's kind of hard to see because it's dark in there. So yeah, I think that's, yeah, there we go. Okay. Now these legs, once you have them kind of set up like this, you're going to rotate him here at the waist, and then these sections here, fold that down, kind of move the foot out of the way, and then this whole back tread section is going to fold up. Take the foot, fold that back, and then collapse that back down. This is going to stay right there, and then you rotate this around at the knee. Once you do that, you can then separate this here at the hip. This does that H shape thing, and just kind of set it right there for right now. Come around here to the other side. You can fold that out. Just kind of move the toe up a little bit. Fold that, and then bring the toe and the foot all the way back. Collapse that down. And then rotate the leg at the knee section, and then collapse this up. Now, when you do that, you got a little slot thing right on this piece that's going to slot and hook into the inside of his thigh section. So just bring that up, and it'll just kind of swoop right there. Just kind of hold that into position just like that. Oh, I forgot this section here. Sorry. So these bits here, you want to fold this piece down, and this is supposed to go underneath here. So I messed that up. So just kind of rotate that, get that out of the way. And then this will rotate and lock into this center section. My piece here sometimes pops off, which is kind of annoying, but it's what you get when you get a toy that doesn't go through regular channels. All right, there we go. So got that there. And then, like I said, then knocking everything loose, which is never fun. Just kind of shift everything back where it's supposed to be. Just like that. That locks down right there. And then just kind of make sure you twist everything so you make sure everything is kind of straight on them. And then take this entire section. This is going to fold down. And you got little slot bits right here that are going to tab in and lock this down. So fold this all the way down along the back. And then hinge these up. Push that down along the back section just like that. And basically you're seeing everything kind of come together for the most part. There we go. Just like that. And then, make sure that, yeah, there we go. Nice and flat for the most part. And then these, you're going to hinge these down, and then you take this entire forearm section, rotate that around where the back section of the arm, where the ugly bits are going to be facing the top. So again, kind of use the hinges here, collapse this all the way down, and then rotate this around like that. Then you bring in the cannon. You got these little bits here that are going to tab into the holes here. So you slot that in there, and then bring that across, slot that in there, kind of bring that down. Now I kind of, this is him basically in his tank mode. This is, it's done in this. But I do wish that it tabbed a little bit better here. That's one aspect that I think in terms of the vehicle mode, he kind of suffers in. It tabs and locks in back here. I wish they could have done something here to lock it into place, just to make it a little bit more of a secure kind of connection. But here's his tank mode. It's okay. I mean, he's got wheels here in the bottom, so you can kind of rotate them, roll them around. You could take these bits, and all these different ports are all over them. You can take these flame bits as well, and you can put those on there as well to kind of make it look like he's got the flame thing kind of happening as well. But you can also take these, and then you got little holes on the other side of this. So if you wanted to, you can take that, plug that there, and plug that there. So if you wanted to attach that, you can do that. if you wanted to have something like that. So, I mean, in general, I do think that the tank mode is the weaker of the two. It's not bad, but I really do think that it could kind of attach a little bit better. And I feel like I don't have everything all kind of pushed in there all that well. No, it looks pretty decent. But the biggest thing is this cannon and the arms. Like, if it could attach here, I think it would be a lot better. As it is, when you move this around, these are kind of flopping around. And I don't know why they couldn't have put like a little tab and slot thing here, because they got this little groove bit right here, but it doesn't lock in anything. So I do think that the connection here could have been done better, honestly. But it's still decent. I still like it. It's not as good as the actual robot mode. And for me, the robot mode is what's going to sell these guys. We have never got... Well, we've gotten the Fallen before. Here's Merman. We've gotten the Fallen before. We've gotten a couple other Primes as well, like Vector Prime. We've gotten... Which... Hey. Just because I have him sitting here, here's the original Vector Prime. I should have brought that out for a size comparison. I didn't even think about it. But it's, you know, so like we've gotten Prime figures from the original 13. So, well, we've got them over the many years, but a lot of these ones we haven't gotten, like Solus Prime. We've never gotten a toy for that, or Alchemist Prime coming out. I think is that later on this year? Like I saw them reveal it at, I think it was Toy Fair. So there's a lot of figures in terms of the original 13 Prime that we've never gotten before. So I'm very excited about it. As I talked about in terms of the Primes, I really think they're very cool. They're very fun. There's a lot of history behind them. Like I said, they were created by Primus to fight Unicron. And of course, Megatronus, taking on a lot of extra power and just a lot of ambition, fell out of grace, and that's why he became the Fallen. So in general, very happy with it. $55 for a leader class figure. I think that it's pretty decent, especially when you look at that robot mode. He cleans up very nicely. As most of these guys, we never really saw vehicle modes for him. I think that the tank mode here for him is decent. I'd give it above average for the most part. I like the silver for that. That's really cool. And like I said, the paint applications on this guy are extremely well done. So I do highly recommend this guy. Just know that there are aspects of him that could be done better, but for the most part, solid toy. I'm thrilled with him. Happy to have him, and hope you guys are looking forward to him as well. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that thumbs up and giving me the like. Let me know that much like my girlfriend, if you like the color of this guy, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. Also, in case you haven't, be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video or go live, things of that nature. Also, consider becoming an Optibotimus Plus channel member, because without their support, getting this figure early would not be possible. So consider doing that, and I'll be able to bring more early reviews, like maybe, you know, another Optimus Prime from Transformers video game that, you know, people, you know, really liked that video game. Maybe that'll be on the way. Who knows? Your support helps out with that stuff. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.